Guys, hi. Very good evening to all of you and welcome to the session. This is your master teacher Harsh Priyam and I am in front of all of you with the second session of your class 10 CBSE NCERT chapter first, that is real numbers. So I hope you all must be very much ready for this session. So how is life going on, guys, and how is everything going on around you? Just do let me know. So we are here. I know that lockdown वाली चीज चल रही है and people are getting restless. So completely agreed. But okay, anyways, I guess we'll have to learn with this. We'll have to learn how to live with this. Okay. So let's start without wasting any much further time. And here we start with the real numbers second session. Here in this second, and let me tell you, this is about basic mathematics. So we are taking these topics for with the context of basic mathematics. Okay. Chalo, so let's start our today's session. But before starting, let me just tell you about the online education and what Vedantu is providing to all of you guys. And that is that a lot of problems which earlier used to be there with the students has now been taken care by Vedantu. And how it has been taken care. So the very common problems which most of the student used to find it out in the online education was doubts. They did not get used to get any doubt support. Notes, it was a big problem because in YouTube obviously it's not possible. Whatever I write it down, I can't post it in some platform or somewhere where YouTube allows it. I have to either post it on Telegram or on WhatsApp group or something like that, which is again very tedious task. Test and assignment is surely not possible on YouTube, isn't it? And in many of the online education industries, they are also not able to take tests or assignment online. So that was again a big problem. Competitive exams, so those who have just joined the league, those who have just started the online education arena, probably they are not so pro at it. So yes, that was the problem. Choice of schedule has yet not been provided by any of the coaching industry, any of the offline or online coachings, because schedule is one such thing which always the coaching makes it for you, isn't it? You don't make it for your own self. You can't tell your coaching that okay sir, I am comfortable at this time, I want to take the sessions at this time. They would not agree for it, isn't it? Because they have to manage so many things. But right now, Vedantu has come up with this beautiful thing that here we give you guys the full control of your own career, the full control of your own schedule, how you want to choose, when you want to choose, at which time you want to study, so that you can enhance your productivity. Because more than me, you know better yourself, and you can tell me that at which time you are the most you are in the most comfortable situation, and at which point of time you can actually learn better. So you can only tell me, isn't it? So that is how means we have done that. And I'm very confident that it is going to be a wonderful thing. So choice of schedule has also been given, and not only choice of schedule, let me tell you, there is one more thing, which is choice of teachers as well. So you can also choose your own teachers. You don't need to stick to teacher A or teacher B or teacher C. If you want to go for teacher X, teacher Y, teacher Z, that is absolutely available and allowed in Vedantu. So that beautiful thing, yes, Vedantu is offering you. Not like the offline coaching industries or any other online coaching industry where they don't give you the choice of teachers. You have to study with whatever teachers they give you, isn't it? So that is again a beautiful thing. And at the end, but not the least one, in fact, the most important one, that is the choice of language. Most of the students used to tell us even during YouTube sessions that sir, we don't understand Hindi. Please speak in English. We are not understanding you. But at the same time, there used to be some set of students who used to tell me that sir, we are not understanding Hindi. We are not understanding English. Please teach in Hindi. So that was such a big problem, and that's why we thought that it would be much more better for your understanding that if we provide whatever you guys are asking, and you asked us for a choice of language and we provided you that as well. So yes, Vedantu is providing all of these problems solved solution, and that solution is Vedantu subscription model. Okay. Now let me tell you, obviously most of these features would not be possible at YouTube because YouTube does not support these facilities. So say for example, if I talk about doubts, even if I want to take your doubts, probably YouTube would not allow me, because how would I take your doubt? Either you can write it down in the chat box, but again, so many students, chat going so fast, I would not be able to monitor it. Or even if I understand it, how would I answer you? So right now I'm in the session, I can answer it, but after the session, how would you ask the doubt if I am not live? Isn't it? And in a day, I am live for like half an hour or 1 hour, max to max. What about remaining 23 hours? What about that doubt window? So Vedantu has solved that doubts wala thing using Vedantu Doubt app. Vedantu Doubt app. So you can just download this Vedantu Doubt app from your Play Store or Google Store or App Store, and you will be able to get it. But again, this is valid for subscription students. Notes is also available. Uh, Once a student is in the subscription mode, he can just go to his login and he'll be able to get the notes. Test and assignment, yes, it is solved. Vedantu does provide that. Competitive exams, yo-yo, double yo-yo, because NTSE, RMO, pre-RMO, all these results we have produced in the last year. I'm not saying only about the course. In fact, I'm talking about the results. And not only this much. In fact, some very coveted exams like KVPY, like NSCJS, so means you can just name the examination. All those examinations are being conducted by Vedantu. All the sessions are being conducted by Vedantu. Okay, and yes, what I was talking about, that yes, schedule has been given to you guys. Now it's not in our hand that we will be deciding your schedule. No, absolutely no. We have given the full driving seat for you guys. You can choose and design your own schedule. Yes, I'm not joking. You can choose your own schedule. If you want to take a session at 4 o'clock and then you want a 2 hours break because you have some co-curricular activities or some hobbies class, sure, go ahead. Take the next class at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, whichever time suits you. That is the best part. Okay. Choice of language has also been given in YouTube also, and in Vedantu live sessions or subscription model also. So their choice of language has also been given. If you want to get enrolled in an English batch, you can go ahead. If you want to enroll in a Hindi batch, you can go ahead. Hindi batch is also there. Okay. So these all beautiful features are there. And not only this much, there are some bonus for you. So if a student goes for a subscription model, so it is not that you will be able to take sessions only when it is scheduled, or only that number of sessions which are scheduled for your batch. In fact, out of your batch, so say for example, you are very much enthusiastic and you are enrolled in batch 1, but you still have more capacity to learn, and you think that you can study more, you can go out of the you can stretch yourself and you can study like 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day. So Vedantu says, wow, that's great, man. Then you can have unlimited number of sessions in a day. Not at all a problem. Unlimited number of sessions. And not only this, so if you are in batch 1 and you are very much interested in batch 2, there is also something going on. Go ahead, just sit in the batch 2, because once you are taking a subscription, you have got the uniform, isn't it? You have got the uniform and you can now sit in any of the class. Hardly matters. And not only in classes, so some students might find that, sir, I don't want to attend the class, but I want to attend one particular chapter because that is being done in my school by my teacher. Vedantu says, okay, no issues. We will provide you that as well through micro courses. Micro courses are one chapter specific course where you can just click. So you don't need to pay extra for this. Once you have taken the subscription, your long-term batch is going in whichever batch you have subscribed or enrolled for. But at the same time, all micro courses will be given to you, and that too free of cost. You just need to click. So that will be on a click to enroll basis. You just need to click on that micro course, whichever chapter you want to study. Go there, study that chapter, and that chapter is done for you. Isn't that great? Okay, crash course is also there. So before your examinations, crash courses will be given to you, like preparation courses, midterm courses, or revision courses kind of thing. Performance reports will be sent to you so that you can also analyze your own performance, where you means where your performance is dipping, where you need to improve, what are the strong areas, and you don't need to attend the parent teacher meeting like earlier. Okay, so you can just simply download your performance report from your email, and yes, bale bale. Personalized attention is nowhere a problem for us, because right now we have deployed personal teachers for students. So all those students who come through Vedantu, personal teacher support is given to you. So these all basic features, these all wonderful features, not basic. So basic was, it is much above than basic. So all these wonderful features has been included in Vedantu for just you, for just you guys, so that you guys can actually feel the comfort, and not only the comfort, you guys can actually focus on learning instead of focusing on these other aspects. We have taken care of that for you guys only. Okay, so just be fully focused now. Concentrate on your studies. Each and everything, whatever support would be required from you, we would try to give the best of it. We are working days and nights to make this learning journey an awesome one for you guys. Okay, so just keep on learning. And this is the beautiful thing. So what do you need to do if you want to enroll in this? You just need to go to this website which says vdnt.in/ytpro. Please mind it that the first vdnt.in will be in small and this will be in the capitals. This is case sensitive, so do not mess with the smaller case and uppercase. Once you go to this website, you'll be able to find all the details, all the subscription models, the time period, the cost, each and everything. So you'll get an option of 1 month or 3 month or 6 month or 12 month subscription. Whatever time suits you best, go for that. And you can okay, it is not HPE, just delete it. So you can actually apply a code that is HP Pro. This is a discount coupon. With this, you will get some discount on your purchase value. So you can get that discount as well. This is my personal coupon code, so you can use that and you'll be able to enroll in this course. Okay. So I hope that works pretty well, isn't it? So now it will be much more interesting and enthusiastic experience for you guys to learn online. Okay, so see you there in the subscription model. Now let's start our today's session. So in our today's session, our session was about real numbers, is about real numbers. And in this real number session, this is the second session, we are going to talk about some basic thing. So that basic thing is basically, if I'm not wrong, that is terminating decimal, non-terminating decimal, proof of irrationality. So and expression of a number in the format of p by q, finding the decimal expansion without doing division. So all these parts we'll be doing in today's session. Okay, so let's start. A rational number and the decimal representation, we'll be doing this. So we know that every rational number can be expressed in a form of decimal. Only one thing, that they will either be a terminating decimal or a non-terminating decimal but repeating. Mind it will be either terminating. So if it is only terminating, does not make a sense, no problem. If it is a non-terminating, then it will be non-terminating and repeating as well. It can't be non-repeating because non-terminating and non-repeating are irrational numbers. So you have to just remember this, that non-terminating and non-repeating is irrational number. Anything after this or before this is rational. So if you are having a non-terminating and repeating, so it is a rational number. If you are having terminating directly, then also it is a rational number, or anything whatever you feel like, all of them are rational. So you have to just remember our irrational definition. Okay, chalo, let's move on. So this is a result where any number x which is a rational number can be expressed in the format of p by q. Okay, so it can be expressed in the format of p by q, and if it can be expressed in the format of p by q, will it be a terminating decimal or not? That will completely depend on the denominator. How will it depend on denominator? So first of all, for this denominator, you need to do the prime factorization of this denominator. Once you do this prime factorization of this denominator, after that, you need to find that in that prime factorization, are you finding the multiples of 2 and are you finding the multiples of 5 and are you finding any other number multiples? So say for example, it might be 3 raised to power something, 7 raised to power something, any other prime number. So if it is only 2 and 5, if it is only 2 and 5, that decimal will be called as terminating decimal. What I said, if in the denominator, this q, you did a prime factorization and in that prime factorization you found that there is only 2 power of 2, or only power of 5, like 5 raised to power 1, 5 raised to power 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that, or you have a combination of 2 raised to power something, 2 raised to power something into 5 raised to power something, means both 2 and 5 both are there. In all these three situations, you will have terminating decimal. We call this 2 and 5 as friend numbers. That if you will have friends in your house, everything is safe. So that decimal will be terminating. Okay. But if you have friends in your home or not, that hardly does not matter. But if you have anyone which is not a friend, not a friend means what? If 3 is there, or 7 is there, or 11 is there, or anything like dot dot dot, then this type of decimal expansion will be called as non-terminating decimal. Means if your prime factorization of your denominator is having a prime factor 3, 7 or 11, anything other than 2 and 5, then that will be called as non-terminating decimal. So how you have to understand that? You have to just understand that in the denominator's prime factorization, if any prime factor is a non-friend number, what I said, any prime factorization which is a non-friend number, sorry, spelling is wrong, I'm sorry. So non-friend number, at that point of time, so non-friend numbers means other than 2 and 5, other than 2 and 5. So anything which is other than 2 and 5, then you will call it a non-terminating decimal. I'll solve it. I'll solve and I'll show you other questions. I'll show you some questions so you'll understand it better. Let's see. So let's try it understanding using questions. It will be much more better. I was feeling that. So here the question says, without actually performing a long division, state whether the following rational numbers will have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Okay, fine. No issues. So let's talk about the first one first. So this is 13 upon 3125. So can anyone tell me what is this 3125? If you know, that's great. If you don't know, I'll tell you that is 5 raised to power 5. 3125, because this is 625 into 5. 3125 is 625 into 5. So 625, if you do remember, 5 raised to power 4. So now what you have got, this is in the simplest form. Mind it, every time whenever you write x is equals to p by q, here the p by q number always must be in the simplest form. So please do not forget this, simplest form. So here I have got it in the simplest form. Now, so this is in the format of p by q. I have to concentrate only on the denominator, and I am finding denominator is 5 raised to power 5, means there are total 5 fives. There are total 5 fives. Okay, so if there are total 5 fives, means I have got only friends in my house. I have got only friends in my house, isn't it? So that does not make me uncomfortable. This means that this implies I can very easily write that decimal is going to be terminating. Why terminating? Because in the denominator I do have only friend numbers, that is either 2 or 5 or combination of 2 and 5. So yes, only 5 is there. Hardly means this is not a problem for me. Fine, I hope you all got it. Chalo, if you got it, let's try for the second one. Second one says 17 by 8. So if this is 17 by 8, 17 is itself a prime number, but 8 is 2 raised to power 3. Again, if you see, this is p by q format. Q is your 2 raised to power 3. This is again friend number, so you can very easily write that it is going to give you terminating decimal. Terminating decimal. Why? Because in the denominator only friend number is there, no non-friend numbers. Let's do one more, the third one, last one. 129 divided by 2 raised to power 2, 5 raised to power 7 and 7 raised to power 5. So here people might be directly jumping to the conclusion p by q, sir, q, let's see, q and 7 is here. But I would say, okay, answer might be right, but the method is not right. Why? Because method always says that you have to check whether the number is in the simplest format or not. So for that you need to actually check it down. So 129, if you take 3 common out of here, so you will get 43. 3 into 43, and 43 is a prime number now. And then 2 square, 5 raised to power 7 and into 7 raised to power 5. Now I can completely understand that since this 3 cannot be cancelled, so you can write it down that, okay sir, now we are pretty sure that p by q is here, and if you talk about q, so this is the denominator, and in the denominator we are able to find a non-friend number. So whenever we find a non-friend number, this implies the decimal becomes non-terminating. So for the third one, this is going to be non-terminating. Non-terminating. I hope you got it. Did you? I hope you got it. Okay, so if you all got it, so this is the third one is going to be a non-terminating decimal. Fine. Chalo. Let's see some more questions. So solution for this one is pretty simple. The first one is a terminating decimal. The second one is also a terminating decimal, and the third one is also means or not also. Third one is the non-terminating decimal. So we have got this one. Okay. Chalo. Let's move on. Try some more. Write down the decimal expansion of the rational numbers. So first one, 13 upon 3125. Okay, so, it looks like that it is repetition. So first and second we have already done. Let's see the third one. So in the third, okay, wait a second. Sorry. Question is different. Question is saying write down the decimal expansion. Now here the question is not asking for checking that whether it is terminating or not terminating. Question is rather asking you that find the decimal expansion. And let me tell you, here you don't have to divide. It will be a wrong method. So sometimes they will write without actual division, but sometimes they will not write. But in that situation also you don't need to do the actual division. That would not be right. So what you need to do here, first one, this is 13 by 3125. So we have just now seen it is 5 raised to power 5. Cool. Okay. Now your agenda should be that in the denominator you have to put 10 or any power of 10. No other number should be there. No other number should be there. So what you need to do, here you have got a 5. If you have to get a 10, what you will do? Very simple, multiply with 2. But you have not got only one 5. You have got 5 fives. 5. So don't you think that you need to multiply with 2 raised to power 5? That will actually make it 10 raised to power whole 5. 2 raised to power 5 into 5 raised to power 5 will be 10 raised to power 5. Okay, that looks pretty well. But you cannot just multiply the denominator and go away. You will have to compensate it. So you'll have to multiply the same quantity in the numerator as well. So if you have multiplied both sides the same thing, so now what you got? You got 13 into 2 raised to power 5 is nothing but 32, and then divided by, here you have got 10 raised to power 5. Okay, so now it looks pretty fine. So 32 into the 13 into 32, so you'll have to multiply 6 and 2 and 4 1 6 divided by 10 raised to power 5. So you'll be getting 0.00416. Very easy. Don't you think it's not tough at all? I'm not finding it tough. Okay, so that is the answer. Similarly, if you have understood, that's great. If you have not understood, let's try one more. So the similarly, in the same fashion, you'll do for second one as well. 17 by 8. So 17 divided by 8, we know it's 2 cube. I can't write anything other than 10. So for making it 10, I'll have to multiply with 5, and not only 5 but 5 cube, because it is 2 cube here. So if 5 cube, I'll have to compensate by multiplying 5 cube in the numerator as well. So what I got? I got 17 into 5 cube is 125 divided by, this is 10 whole raised to power 3. Now you have to multiply 75 85 5 8 34 or 2 4 and 21 divided by 10 raised to power 3. So you have got 2.125. Is it not easy? This is easy now. Other, it means otherwise you would have done the division and it would have went so long. So now you are getting it so easily. Let's see the third one. How are you gonna solve this one? So 15 upon 1600. Cool, man. So 15 is there. 16 and 100. So can I write 16 as 2 raised to power 4 into 100 as 10 square? That looks pretty fine. 2 raised to power 4 is 16 and into 10 square means 100, 1600. This is desired, but I can't keep it here. I'll have to compensate, isn't it? I'll have to convert this also into 10. So what I need to do, multiply with 5 raised to power 4, and to compensate, multiply in the numerator also 5 raised to power 4. Eureka, balle balle. So 15 in the numerator multiplied by 5 raised to power 4, that is 625, divided by 2 raised to power 4, 5 raised to power 4 means 10 raised to power 4 into 10 square. So what do you have got? 15 into 625, you will write 5 and 7 and 3, 9375 divided by 10 raised to power 6. So you will get 0.009375. Isn't that easy, man? I think it is very easy, isn't it? Chalo, moving ahead, the last one. So the last one is 2, 3 divided by 2 cube into 5 square. So see here, for 3 2's, you have only 2 5's. Means there is one 5 is missing. So simply multiply 1 5 here, 1 5 here. So now what you have got, 23 into 5, it is 5 3s are 15, 1 1 5. And here you have got 2 cube into 5 cube. So 2 cube into 5 cube is nothing but 10 cube. So 115 divided by 10 cube, and hence you have got 0.115. Isn't that great? Eureka. So the next question is, the following real numbers have decimal expansions as given below. Okay. In each case, Decide whether they are rational or not. So first thing which we have to ascertain is that whether they are rational or not. So whether they are rational or irrational. And if they are rational, write it in the form of P by Q, P upon Q. And what can you say about the prime factors of Q? Means about the denominator's prime factorization. So we have to see this. Let's do it. So first of all, if I talk about the first one, here this decimal expansion is a terminating one. So we already know that terminating decimal expansion is already a rational number. Fine. So we got it a rational number. Now, if I talk about the second one, so second one is dot 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 dot. So it's non-terminating. So now we'll have to check that whether is it repeating or non-repeating. So if I see here, it's 120, then 1200, 12000, 12 tetra 0, means it is not repeating at all. So this means it is not terminating, non-terminating, and non-repeating both way. So that means it is going to be an irrational number, isn't it? And the third one, so third one itself means that it is repeating because bar is there. So if a bar is there, it simply means that it is a repeating number. So if it is a repeating number, undoubtedly it is a rational number. Fine. So what we got the first and the third number as rational. So this can be expressed in the format of P by Q, but this irrational number cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. So let's talk about the first and the third. So first one, it is 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Decimal is here. So if I want to send this decimal to the last, I will have to divide it by 10 raised to power as many power as much digits are here. So there are total 9 digits if you are able to see. So that will be 10 raised to power 9, isn't it? So we have got that this is 10 raised to power 9. This is in the format of P by Q. Now you have to just check for the Q. Q is nothing but 10 raised to power 9. So if you want to do a prime factorization, it will be 2 into 5 whole raised to power 9. So that will get divided power 9 power 9. And we got 2 raised to power 9 into 5 raised to power 9. Okay. Now, second one, we don't have to care about. Third one, if I talk about the third one. So third one is saying that 43.123456789, the same number but only with a bar. In this case, I hope you do remember the class 9th concept that whenever we used to change the recurring decimals into fraction. So what we used to do, first of all, we used to write for x equals to that number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and bar. Now as many digits which are under bar, that much 10 raised to power will multiply. So there are nine digits. Okay, so if there are 9 digits, I'll multiply it with 10 raised to power 9. And I will write 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, point, again 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, dot, 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 whatever the numbers are there inside the bar. That is what we do. Now you need to subtract them. So if you will subtract them, you will get here, x will already be there. But in bracket, you will get 10 raised to power 9 minus 1 because here there is nothing. So 1 is there is equals to here. I hope you are understanding that this bar digit and this bar digit will get cancelled. And you will have this whole number minus 43. That is 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minus 43. Okay. So we have this. Now what do you have? What you can write? You can write x is equals to here whatever the value is coming, it is 4, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for 8, 9 it will come as 4, 6, 8, 9 minus 4, 3, and then divided by 10 raised to power 9 minus 1 will simply come as 9 times 9, 9 times 9. So 999, 999, and then 999. Now if you solve this, or if you assume that this is in the format of P by Q, so you just need to write Q. Q is nothing but 9 times 9. So 9 times 9 can be written as, if you take out 9 common, you can simply write 3 square common and then 1 is 9 times. Isn't it? So you got the answer. Eureka. Balle balle. Okay, so that is what you have to do. It was simple. I don't think it was tough. Was it? Okay. So if it is not tough, this is the solution also given here. So the first one is terminating decimal. So that's why it's rational. The second one is non-terminating and non-repeating. That's why it's irrational. And the third one is again non-terminating but repeating. That is why again it is a rational number. Fine. Okay, cool. So if you all have understood till here, let's move on to the next question. And now this type of question is about proving irrationality. So till now what we have done the decimal expansion wala part, thereafter we did terminating and non-terminating decimal, terminating and non-terminating decimals. Okay, and thereafter we did decimal expansion without doing actual division. So using the method of 2 raised to power m, 5 raised to power n, that we did. So these three things we have done till now. Now let's get into the proving irrationality part. So proving irrationality. Now in this proving irrationality, I hope you all might be remembering that this topic was there as it is in class 9th as well, isn't it? In class 9th, you people had to prove that root 2 is irrational. So what's the difference here? So difference is that in class 10th, you still have the probability of this question being asked in your examination. वो probability है, that is there, but that is a little lesser probability. What is on a higher probability? You have a higher chance of being asked this type of question. Either it will be plus or minus or multiplied, that 3 root 2, 3 upon root 2, root 2 upon 3, root 2 upon 5, like that. They will not simply ask you root 2. So in such question, students have a very big dilemma. That said, do we need to prove root 2 irrational in these questions? Means first proving root 2 irrational, then you will writing that 5 plus 3 root 2, since you are adding rational into irrational, then the whole sum will be irrational. Will that happen? So answer is no. You don't have to prove root 2 as irrational. Okay. So the board says that basically if you get this question, you'll not get it in more than 3 marks. Sometimes you may even get it in 2 marks as well. In both the situations, you have to just write that since root 2 is irrational, and thereafter you have to start proving. So what you will do, the methodology will be again same. What will be the methodology? Methodology will be, the first step will be that you have to assume method of contradiction. You know that let x is equals to 5 plus 3 root 2 be a rational number. Again, the same methodology, be a rational number, and x, which can be expressed in the format of p by q, where q is not a p and q are co-prime and q is not equals to 0. I hope you remember that statement. If you don't remember, please go through and see a book. Okay, refer a book. Once you have written that, thereafter you just need to, if you want, you can show it in x, or if you want, you can show it in the format of p by q. P by q is equals to 5 plus 3 root 2, as we used to do earlier. Do you remember? Root 2 equals to p by q, where p and q are co-prime, q is not equals to 0, and thereafter we used to do whole square and blah 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 thing. So the same way you have to go here. You won't be squaring it. You don't need to square it here. Here what you will do, once you have done this much, you just need to send this 5 to this side, and you will write that p by q minus 5 is equals to 3 root 2. Solve it. If you solve it, so it will be p minus 5q divided by q is equals to 3 root 2. This 3 will go here. So you will have p minus 5q upon 3q and is equals to root 2. And after this, you can just directly write, which I was saying now, that you'll assume root 2 is already irrational. You'll write that since p by q was rational, therefore p minus 5q upon 3q, this will also be rational. But we know that root 2 is irrational. We know root 2 is irrational, and irrational cannot be equal to rational. Hence, our assumption is wrong. Therefore, 5 plus 3 root 2 is an irrational number, and hence proved. That's it. Only this much. You don't need to prove root 2 irrational. Okay, fine. I hope you all are clear. Now, the main problem and the dilemma not arises because of this. So I have said you can simply follow it. But the problem arises that when school teachers do say, most of the time they do say that you have to prove root 2 irrational as well. So let me tell you how it works. So they are not saying something wrong. Why do they say that? Because there is a probability that root 2 proving irrational may also come only one question, as you used to get it in class 9, that prove that root 2 is irrational. So you may get that question. But what most of the student does, they simply do not pay attention to that, and in examination they finally get flattened. So school teachers do have that notion in their mind that okay, you should be prepared. If you are not preparing parallelly, or if you are not preparing specially for root 2, write root 2 irrational here itself. It will get prepared. and due to that, student out of fear prepares that. But let me tell you, in board examination, it is not required. I'm again saying it is not required, specifically mentioned by board, it's not required. Okay. But yes, in your school examination, if your school teacher is saying, is not saying it wrong, so please do follow that. Because if you will not follow in school examination, surely he can deduct your marks or she can deduct your marks. Okay. So please take care of that. Fine. Chalo, let's move on. Here's the next one. So the same way, what I taught you, what I showed you, the same way is explained here as well. In just simple manner, you will get the answer. Okay, chalo, let's move on. Here's the next question. This next question says classify the numbers as rational and irrational. So you have to just simply do that, rational and irrational. So first one, very simple. I'm able to see that that it is it is terminating, isn't it? So if it is terminating, it's rational number. Second, I'm able to see that it is non-terminating. And if it is non-terminating, I'll have to check whether it is repeating or not. So 04, 004, 0004. This means it is not repeating. Okay, it is not repeating. So if it is not repeating, non-terminating, so non-terminating and non-repeating is undoubtedly irrational number. So second is irrational. Third, now let's talk about this third. So whenever a number is in this format, which is not a decimal format, always remember, if you have any number which do have a power which is not integer. I'm again saying which do have a power which is non-integer. So all such numbers will be called as irrational. All such numbers will be called as irrational. Given the condition that it cannot be even changed. It cannot be even changed in any format where number raised to power integer comes. It cannot be, let me write, can't be changed to any number raised to power integer. It can't be changed in this format. So where am I coming from, or what I am trying to say? This means that, say for example, if you have 4 raised to power 1 by 2, then you might be saying that, sir, this is also in the format any number raised to power non-integer, because 1 by 2 is non-integer. So I would say here it is possible to write 4 as 2 square and then whole raised to power 1 by 2. If you simplify it, this will get cancelled and you will get 2 raised to power 1. So it is possible to get this number in any number format, any number raised to power integer. So it is possible to change it here. So that is why this will be called as rational. But say for example, if I write 4 raised to power 1 by 3, now here even if you change it 2 raised to power 2 and then whole raised to power 1 by 3, the maximum which you will get is 2 raised to power 2 by 3, which is still non-integer. Power is still non-integer. So in this case, you will have to write it irrational. So that is the definition of irrational, that any number which you are getting is in the format of any number raised to power non-integer. In that situation, that number would be called as irrational. So here we have 21. If I want to solve this 21, so 21 can, and root under simply means power 1 by 2. So 21 can hardly be written as 3 into 7, not more than that. No other simplification is possible. And then you have a power 1 by 2. So, okay, the maximum you can do is 3 raised to power 1 by 2 into 7 raised to power 1 by 2. And this does not make a difference. It will still be irrational. Okay, because power cannot be adjusted and you cannot get a non-integer power. Here, if 3 cube root, so 3 cube root means power 1 by 3. So you have got 3 raised to power 1 by 3. Without any doubt, you can simply write it irrational. Fine. So you understood that? That's great. Chalo. So till here, what we did, we talked about all the decimal expansions, and thereafter decimal expansions we talked about that how you can find the what you can say terminating and non-terminating decimal using the method of 5 raised to power m and 2 raised to power m, 5 raised to power n. After that, we even saw how to prove irrationality proving. There you can get the questions of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division with an irrational number. And after that, we saw that how you deal with the surds. So these type of numbers, they are called surds. Okay, so how you can deal with surds being an irrational number. So we did all these things in this session. And if you all understood, so this is the answer as well. Irrational numbers, non-terminating. So this is a rational number, and thereafter this is also irrational number. This is also irrational number. So we also did the same thing. Okay. Chalo. So yes, that was all for today's session. Those who enjoyed this session and want to learn more from me and many other master teachers here at Vedantu, and apart from that, those who really want to experience the new age of learning, that is online education, where you guys are master of your own destination, your career, your aim. No one else will be deciding on your behalf. You don't have to follow anyone else's schedule. You don't have to follow anyone else's guideline, anyone else's choice of teacher. I won't be telling you that okay, you have to be taught or you will have to get taught by teacher A, teacher B, and teacher C. In fact, you can come to me and tell me that, sir, I want teacher X, teacher Y, and teacher Z. So, if you want to experience that change where you are deciding everything on your behalf, this is the best place and this is the best link. So, just copy this link and write it down somewhere in your copy. That is vdnt.in/ytpro. This vdnt.in will be in a small case, small letters. YT Pro will be in the capital letters. This is case sensitive. And then you just need to remember this coupon code for getting a discount. Okay. So once you go to this website, you'll be getting all the details of Vedantu subscription, Vedantu live classes, where you get a lot of beautiful benefits, which I have already explained in the starting of this video. Those who have not seen, they can refer to that. And you'll be able to get a chance to get into this session and learn with your favorite master teachers in your time schedule. Okay, so that is how it is working. Once you log in this website, you'll be getting all the details, information, money, payment link, the price, the terms, the times and the time period, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months subscription, and according to that, fees of that. You can use this coupon code HP Pro for getting a discount. So kindly have it with yourself. Okay. So yes, guys, that was all for this session. You'll be getting this type of page. You just need to click on this get subscription. You'll be shown this page, 1 month or 3 month or 6 month subscription. You have to just go and select the option. You just need to apply the coupon code that will give you a discount, and thereafter the overall price will reduce down. Fine. So that is how it is going to work out. And yes, that was all for today's session, guys. It was really a fantastic session and a wonderful interaction with you all. I loved and enjoyed it. So see you all guys in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care and good night. Love you. Bye bye.